My name's Morgan Bartz. This is What is My Culture speech for Communications 101. This is my note card.
All right. And this is the audience.
Don't forget to get yourself.
Oh, well, there's enough without me.
What about the fur baby?
So when I first opened up this assignment, my first initial thought was I didn't want to take this class. I just wanted to withdraw. I'm just a basic white girl living in America. I don't have a culture, I don't have a community, I don't have a social scene. And I was really stressing. I see my husband twice a week. He works nights and I work days. So I don't have like any kind of social scene or community. I was really stressing about it. And I go to work the next day. I start talking over with my coworkers. Hopefully they can inform me with some ideas. And they had some good ones, but nothing really stood out. As the day went on, I realized that my community and culture was actually where I was at. I work in the medical field. I'm a surgical technologist in an OR at a surgery center. And the medical field is my community, it's my culture. We all are there for one purpose, and that purpose is the patient. Our value is making sure that that patient is healthy. But in order for that to happen, we have to go to school to learn sets of rules and guidelines in order for us to make that patient healthy. One of those guidelines is a language. We have to learn a very specific language for the medical field. We all have to take a medical terminology class. We all have to learn certain procedures. We all have to learn a bunch of different terms in order to be able to communicate one another, in order to be there for the patient and make sure we're doing the proper procedure or giving the proper care. Another thing that we learn is a dress code. We have to wear scrubs that the facility provides for us. We have to wear bonnets on our hair so our hair doesn't get into the sterile field. We have to wear a mask. Myself and the surgeon and anybody else that is scrubbed into the surgery has to wear a sterile gloves and gown. Along with that dress code, like I said, is a mask, and something along with that mask is something called mask talk. Mask talk is you have a mask over your face, obviously, and it's very hard to understand somebody with a mask on. It's as if I'm turned and you're trying to understand what I'm saying. You eventually adapt because you have to adapt to it. You have to be there for the patient. You have to learn what everybody is saying in order to continue to care for that patient. Another thing as well is cleaning. We all have to stay clean. We all shower, wash our hands, use hand sanitizer. That hand sanitizer cleans just a fraction of bacteria. We have to disinfect, sanitize, and sterilize. We have to make sure all the microbes are gone in order for our sterile field to be sterile. We don't want any of those microbes to get into the patient and cause infection. We aren't here to make them sick, we're here to make them better. Along with that cleaning, though, comes trust. Just like any other culture, you have to have trust. They have to trust that if I were to touch a sterile glove on a non-sterile field, I'm going to tell them in order to make myself sterile again. And if they end up touching my sterile field, I have to trust that they're going to tell me in order for me to make that field sterile again. All of these things, the language, the dress code, the mask talk, the cleaning, the trust, all of that comes down to one thing, and that's the patient. We are all there for the patient, and it is very important to me to surround myself with people who have that same value as I do, which the medical field does. Thank you.